So hi everyone, welcome again to my YouTube channel Fitness Nerd. Now continuing the C programming course. In the last lecture I have teach you about conditional expression, where I have given some syntax of if and else statement. I have told you that there are conditional which are applied to an expression, hence it becomes conditional expression. Okay. So now continuing it, in this lecture I will dig into more of if else statement which comes under control flow. So let's begin. Okay. So here you can see we will study now control flow. Here you can see a remote, it's a gaming remote, Xbox remote more precisely. So what this remote do? It control things which are going on the screen. Suppose we are playing a game. So it is a gaming remote, so obviously we will be playing the game. So while playing the game, you can see you can control everything what's going on in the game. Okay, you can control the characters that are shooting, and there are if any shooting going on, you can control it. So like that, control flow is something like that. First of all, I will give you some analogy of control flow. Okay, via some videos and some pics also. Then I will dig into the technical part of it. Okay, so first of all, before learning anything, just analyze it in your way. It is a new topic and most important topic in C programming or any programming, and you must understand this at this point of time. Okay, so here you can say this is control flow. So let's hop into my PowerPoint slide now. So here you can see one video. Some of you might have bought this toy when you were young. It's a transformer car. You can see that car is transformed into a transformer itself. Some of you, if you have watched the movie Transformer, then you get some idea about it. But if you haven't watched it, but just you can get a vague idea that what it's doing. This man is controlling the car with his remote. You can see you can pressing the button to rotate the car, rotate it back, then move it forward, move it backward, move it circular, then turn into transform. So what is going on here? You can take that it is controlling the flow of the car. How the car is flowing, what it is doing. All the things are controlled by this remote. So in a similar way, we can control our program. Okay, so let me show you another way of controlling the flow in nature itself. So you can see in the next video, a dam is created which is halting the water before it is stagnant the water before it nearly stagnant the water in the left side of the dam, and in the right side it is flow in a controlled way. So in this way the flow of the river is being controlled by the dam. So what is this game? Dam is like a remote in this game. Okay, so what you can understand from now, you can control the flow by some mechanism. So what are those mechanisms? We will see now. Okay, moving on now. So now let me give you some now programming example via which we can get more analogy about a technical term now. So hope you get it what I mean by control flow. Okay, hope you get it. You might not get it completely, but you might have some idea about what I'm going to teach in the topic, which is most important thing. Okay, you must have idea about what's going on. Otherwise you will not understand anything. Okay, let me take example of the program of sum of two number. If you remember the program, we have included the header file first. Let's include, if you remember, just write in a Vinay where here we have included the header file. Okay, .h something .io.h, and then we void main function. If you remember, then we start our main function, and here we write the code. Like first we declared the three numbers, and suppose we declare the three number A, B or an S. If you remember it, I'm just giving a vague idea here. Okay, A, B, S. Then after declaring the variable, you have write something A plus B, and then print the value, print it, something like that. You have also stored the value in S. So this was actually we were doing. So what you can see from here, that there is normal control flow. Normal control flow means what? First of all, the compiler will see this file, header file, it is included. Okay, then it will search for the main function and main function directly in it, so it will come here. Now after searching the main function, it will do the first line of code, and after that second line, and so on. Okay, so on and so forth. Okay, hope you get it. The control flow, this is control flow, sometime of something, you know, like so this is control flow. Hope you get it what I'm going to teach now. So now let's see in a diagrammatic way. Okay, so what we have done here, first we have included a header file, if you remember that. Then the control goes into the main function. Okay, then we declare the main function, if you remember it, define it, sorry. And after that, you know, initialize 3 variables. Then we have stored the sum, and then, you know, print the sum. So this is, you know, normal control flow. You know, in one direction you can say the control flow. Let me show you. So in one direction control flow is going on. First this part is evaluated, then we go into main function, then we evaluate it, we go into the, you know, we are not evaluating it, sorry, compiler evaluating it, so don't get confused. Okay, so now after that we go into this, then go into this. So you can see there is normal flow, you know, but sometimes we can control its flow by defining some statement and using some loops, any other things. Using those we can control like this, you know, instead of going in a straight forward direction, we can go something like this. Suppose we can go here from here directly, okay, and we can come back, we are coming back from here, suppose we are coming back here. Okay, see what you can say here. Now from here we can go, suppose we go there. Okay, so what you can see now, that control flow is going in different direction, it's not in unidirectional or it's not in monotonous way. Okay, so in this lecture we will discuss about some part of it, control flow, that is if else statement. Okay, so if else statement is used to control the flow of the program. Hope you are getting it what I'm trying to say here. Okay, if you don't get it, please rewind the video and watch 3 to 4 times, you will definitely get it. Okay, so control flow means what? In normal way, program control of program goes like this in a monotonous way, but you can write some statements or blocks of code which can change this in a flow of control. Okay, so we can go upward, downward, something like that, you know, in a vague direction, in different direction, we can go in different direction, not in a monotonous way, up or down. Okay, so hope you are getting it what I'm trying to say here. So now moving on. Now I will be introducing you if statement. So before going into if statement, you know, let me give you some analogy of it. Okay, suppose you have to make some decision here. If I do this, then this will happen, and if I don't do this, then this will not happen. Okay, so just analyze it here, you know, in your everyday life. What is if else statement? It's nothing like programming. Don't think like you are studying programming. Think like you are working on your mind. So how your mind works? In your mind, some thought come in your mind that if I do this thing, then this will be the scenario, and if I don't do this thing, then this will not happen. Okay, so you're getting it what I'm trying to say here. So before moving into the, you know, analogy part, let me give you something about, you know, statement and blocks. What are statement and blocks? So statement are what, you know, at this point of programming, after watching, you know, if you have watched my all of the 7th lecture before in C programming course, you might be understand now what is statement. Okay, you might not be knowing about blocks, but you definitely know about what is statement. I think some video I also given you an analogy of blocks also. If you don't remember, don't worry it. Okay, don't dig into the past. So let me just give you one example first. Something like this. Anything you write it here, anything, it can be anything. Suppose I am initializing a variable, and whenever the variable is ended with, you know, this one semicolon, and this is known as statement in C. Okay, this is called statement. This is called single statement or simply statement. Okay, you are getting it. This is called statement. Okay, ended by semicolon. Watch this one carefully. Ended with semicolon. Okay, and what is blocks? You know, blocks are whenever we use these braces. These are known as curly braces. So whatever we write under it, whatever we write under these brackets are treated as blocks. Blocks means what? We can say, you can understand that blocks are, you know, just set of, you know, codes which are treated as single unit or single statement. You can naive way, you can understand that single statement means these all the codes written under this bracket are like a statement in this part. Okay, in text. something like that. Okay, so anything written under this block, this curly braces are treated as same a single statement. You can consider it single statement, although it will have some semicolon between it, but as a whole you are getting it. Hope you are getting my point, what I am trying to say here. So there are semicolon. What I told you that anything ended with semicolon is known as statement, but there are lots of semicolon inside a one block, but as a block as a whole it is treated as single statement. Okay, single statement. This one, you have seen this block, you have seen this void main. If you remember it well, there were this bracket, I was using this bracket, so this is single block. Okay, so hope you get it what I'm trying to teach here. So let me give you some definition. So when an expression such as x equal to 0 or I plus plus or printf something become a statement when it is followed by a semicolon. So I explained it earlier. What does this mean? Okay, hope you getting it. Now the next point is, in C the semicolon is statement terminator. Remember this, semicolon is a statement terminator. Okay, so in English language, like everything have, every sentence have have terminator. Like in English language we have terminator, use full stop after any sentence. In a similar way, suppose statement in C is sentence in English language. So every statement had a terminator which is defined by semicolon. Okay, like we defined in terminator, statement terminator is suppose statement terminator is only full stop. In similar way, statement terminator is semicolon. Okay, hope you are getting it. Now next point, braces are used to group declaration and statement together into a compound statement or block so that syntactically equivalent to single statement. Okay, so what does this mean? I have explained this. Suppose braces are used to group declaration and statement together. Okay, so suppose there are, I have told you there are different statements which are separated statement terminator, which you have seen now. So this is whole is treated as idea, this is equal to this statement. Okay, single statement which I have discussed about, means all the code under this curly braces are treated as single statement. Hope you are getting this. If you are not getting it, I will give you programming example in the next lecture. There you will, if you have any doubt, all the doubts will be clear there. Okay, so if you don't get it, please bear with me some time, and when I will give you programming example, you will definitely understand that. Okay, moving on. So now I will what I have discussed about before this slide, about making a decision. If you choose this, then this will happen, and if you don't choose this, this will not happen. So suppose there is a man standing in a road and he is about to take a decision whether I should take this road or not. If I take this road, then I will go into this town, and if I don't take this road, I will not go into that town. Okay, hope you are getting it. This is just an analogy of a statement. You can analyze in your own way, but this is the basic way, naive way. Now next, now let me give you the flowchart representation of if statement. Okay, so suppose we start our code here. Okay, so after that there will be one condition. So let me give you first, let me write it first. Suppose this is if statement, this is syntax of if. Suppose we write something like that. If you remember the last lecture where I have discussed about comparison between two numbers, like suppose A is greater than B. Okay, so if A is greater than B, then we will execute this block of code. And now you getting it, what is mean by block? So this is the block of code. If this this statement is evaluated to be true, if it is true, then we only execute this code. Means control flow is going what? If this statement is true, then control flow will go into this block. Okay, so if this statement is wrong, then control flow will go back, skip this code. Okay, skip this block. So suppose these are different blocks. Suppose this is one block, and this code one is the other block. and there are other blocks of code. Okay, so hope you are getting it now. If I get time to make videos on compiler design, I will also teach you there about these blocks. Okay, so just for now understand in this way. So suppose there are code also. So if this statement to be evaluated to be true, then we will enter into this block. Okay, and if this is false, then we move on to other blocks. Okay, so let me now explain this flowchart. Hope you will get this flowchart now. Okay, I have explained it here. Okay, just keep this analogy in your mind. Okay, now suppose we start our code. Okay, then what we will do, we will check the condition. Suppose we start our if block. Okay, so what does this mean? Suppose this is if part. Okay, suppose we have now entered into if block. Our compiler control is reached to the if block, and after that we will check the condition. Okay, suppose there were condition. After that we will check the condition. Suppose the condition happened to be this one, A greater than B. Suppose we are comparing two number. Okay, let me give you that example. You will understand this better because you have done this code. Suppose we have condition A equal to B, and suppose A have value. Suppose for now, assume for now. Okay, now A has value 2 unit, and B has value of 1 unit. Suppose assume it is 1 unit. Okay, this is 2 unit. This is 2 unit. This is 1 unit. Okay. So suppose now A has value 2 unit here, and B has value of 1 unit. So where the control will go now? What is okay? So what is the condition happen to be? It so happened that A is greater than B, which is given expression here, greater than sign. So this condition is happen to be true. Okay, you are getting it? This is true. No, this is statement true. So we will execute this if block code. Suppose there are if block code is here, if block code. Okay, these are conditional code written inside this. Suppose our code is like this. Suppose this is our code, and inside that, suppose this is our block. Inside that block, conditional block code. So inside that block there are codes, something like printf. Suppose there is printf code, printf A. Suppose. So what will happen now? In condition taken, it will evaluate this conditional code. Code block. This will evaluate. This condition is happen to be true. We have seen it. After that, we will evaluate this block of code. Okay. So now control is flowing. Let me show you the control also. So control is flowing from here to here. Okay, you can see this condition is true, so hence it will evaluate and A will be printed. Okay, you're getting it now. Suppose, and after that we will terminate the code. Okay, so code is terminated. Suppose after that there are other blocks. So after evaluating this block, we will execute that block, or if there are no such block, then we will terminate the code. Okay, you're getting it now. Suppose, assume the condition have changed now. Now after some time someone has evaluated the B value and make it 4, some part of time. So now what will happen now? A has, will have 2 and B will have value 4. Now again, suppose we are, this is one case. Now second case, someone might have changed this code. Okay, so it make B to 4 and A to 2 and A remain 2. So what will happen now? So this condition is false. 2 is not greater than 4, so condition is false. So what we'll do? We will not go into this block. Okay, not go into this block. We will skip this block. Okay. So this I will show you in this flow chart. Okay. So let me erase, or it will be engaged to you. Now suppose the condition where happened to be false. So what will we do? We'll just terminate the code. Means we'll just skip this part. Okay. Suppose this was the code. We will skip it. Understand in this way. Okay, we'll skip this code and we move on to, if there are other blocks, we'll execute that, or we'll just terminate the code. Okay, hope you are getting this. Hope if statement is clear to you. Okay, so now moving on now. So let me now give you the syntax of if statement. So there are if clause is beginning here. Now there can be boolean expression. Means boolean expression means what? Suppose boolean expression, the expression which only return two value, that is true or false. Okay, so either it return, either it return true or it will return false. Okay, so this is known a Boolean expression. So there can be some Boolean expression. After that, the statement code, conditional code, you can see here, condition code. No, condition, if it is true, then we execute this, and if false, we skip this part. Means if true, then control will go into this. Okay, if false, then skip this part. Okay, skip. So hope I made it all clear to you. Okay, if you still have doubt, then please remind the lecture, and if you are doing that, if your doubt is still not clear, then ask me in the comment section. Okay, now moving on. Now if else statement. Now steps what we have seen in 2 slides before about if statement part, that one man was standing in a road and he was about to take this to whether to go in the road or not. If he go in that direction, he would reach to some town. If he would not follow that road, he will not reach that town. Okay, that was the case. But in if else statement, there are 2 conditions. There are 2 parts, and in if else statement, remember one point, that else part is optional. Like it is somewhat similar to if statement, nothing more. Just else part is given as is option. Part is just optional one. Okay, understand that. So how can you understand that? Suppose he have chosen that road, he about to choose that road, but he have another option in his mind, that if I don't choose this road, then also I can go in this way. There are 2. Suppose there are 2 roads now. Let me show you. Now one road is converted to 2 roads. Suppose this woman is standing here. Now she can decide whether I can go there, or there are one more option for me, that is else part. I can go this direction. Okay, whether either I can go in direction or I can go in direction. Okay, so there are choices now. So this choice is optional. Suppose, so else part is optional here. Okay, I am telling you another time that else part is optional here. Okay, understand that. So now moving on. So now I will give you flowchart of if else statement. This is similar to if statement, nothing more, just else part is added. Okay, how can I write this? Suppose begin this flowchart. So suppose now imagine the same scenario. We have condition given like if a greater than b, suppose same part here, if a greater than b, suppose there are code here. So we are comparing 2 numbers. So if a greater than b, then printf a. And if this is not the case, means a is not greater than b, then what we can write? We can write here. So if this is not greater than b, then we will move into the else part here. Okay, so this is the option part I was talking about. This can be this can be optional. I will show you. You will understand it more when I go into the coding section. Okay, so suppose this is else code something, and in this code we have written this part. Okay, so if this expression is true, then we will go into this block, and if this is false, then we go into this block. Okay, then we terminate. Okay, hope you are getting it. This is the vague idea of the flowchart which I am going to show you. Why I am giving this analogy? So that you can understand this flowchart very well. I am not directly giving you the flowchart here, or I could have designed this flowchart itself, but you will not understand it. To make you understand, I will be designing the flowchart. Before designing flowchart, I will giving you here analogy. If you understand this analogy, then flowchart is your cup of tea. It will become very easy for you. So that's why I am showing this analogy. Directly, suppose that there is given some flowchart, and you just mug up that flowchart. In this way, we will not understand it. You must understand how the flowchart is working here. Okay, condition. Okay, hope you are getting it. So now moving on. So now we will go into our condition part. This is the condition part. You can understand here. I have explained in the last slide also. So this is the condition part. Now this is the condition part. Now we are in the condition block. Okay, suppose we have given, now this time suppose a have given something like 2, and b have something like, suppose we have 1. So what is now what will happen now? A will have 2 value and B have 1. So what is the condition? It's happened to be true. Okay, so what we'll do, we will evaluate this conditional code here. Okay, so if this statement is true, suppose this is true, 2 and 1 compare, 2 is greater than 1, so this is condition true. So then what we will do, we will execute this part and we will terminate the code. So if this condition is true, we will execute this part. Let me show you. If this condition is true, suppose this condition is true, okay, this is true, this condition is true, suppose this condition is true, okay, it is true, obviously true, 2 and 1, 2 values are there and 2 is greater than 1. Okay, so we will evaluate this code. Okay, we will evaluate this code, and if this code, we evaluate this code, we are in the code block section now, it will evaluate it, and after that the control will go directly to another block or termination part. Okay, so what I can see here, if this condition is true, then only we are executing this block of code. Okay, after evaluating this, we are not moving into else part. No, like I show you the option here, you can take either, we can evaluate the if code block statement or else code block statement. Okay, you are getting it. We cannot do both at same time. Okay, this is the control flow we are discussing now. So it's amazing, na? 2 lines of code are written, but 2 blocks of code are written, but you can evaluate only once and we can skip one. Okay, so this is interesting one. Now the control is not going monotonous way, we are controlling the control flow here. Okay, so hope you are getting it now. You might have you might have understand this 60% if you have followed me thoroughly now. So hope I made it more clear. Now suppose this statement is false, suppose now B value have become someone have make it 3. So what will now to B have A have 2 and B have 3 value. So this condition is now false. Okay, so what will happen now? This condition is false. Then we will move our control to else part. So what we'll do, we will not execute this part. Or control will move to else part. Okay, so if this condition is false, then only we are going into the else part. If this condition was true, then we evaluating this part only. This block. So we were evaluating this block only. Okay, and we are not going into that part. Okay, not going into that part earlier. A have value 2 and B have 1. So now this condition is false now. The A has value 2 and B has value 3. So this condition is false now. So we will not execute this plot. We will go into the else part here. Okay, else part. So this will happen here also. So else block is executed. Now it terminate the code if something is not there. Okay. So hope this flowchart is clear to you. It's very easy. It's not a rocket science. You can understand this if and block statement. Considering in daily life scenario, like you are crossing 2 roads and you have to choose this one or this one. If you choose this one, then you will go in this town. If you don't choose this one, then there is no option to choose this one, and you can go directly in this one. Okay, so if you don't choose this one, then only you can choose this option. Okay, hope you are getting it from road example and this use of analogy and this flow chart. Hope clear to you now. Okay, now moving on. So now I will give you syntax of if else code. Now if you might have guessed it, what could be the syntax. So this is a syntax. So this is the if code block. This is the code block of if. I have explained you about Boolean expression. So if this expression is true, then we will evaluate this part, and if this statement is false, then we move block. If this is true, then we evaluate this, and if this is false, then we move to else part. Okay, we will evaluate this else part here. Okay, so you are getting it. Now syntax is more clear to you, and if this statement is true, then after this executing this, we directly go into the stop part. You can see here, if this statement is true, then we are evaluating this part, this code, and then we are moving to stop part. Okay, we are not going into this part, and whenever this statement is false, we were going into this part, and we are evaluating it, and now we are then we are stopping it. Okay, so hope it is clear, way more clear to you. I have tried my best to explain you in a naive way. If you don't get it, please rewind the video, and still you have doubts, please ask me in the comment section. Okay, now moving on. Now we will see if else if statement. Now there are two options. If else statement, like if this statement is true, then choose this statement, or if this statement is false, then we check other condition whether this is true or not. If this is true, then we move to other part. Okay, so hope you are getting it. So let me explain you that. Let me show you firstly, my analogy here. So suppose there are a lot of roads now, we can go there or go there, go there, go there. There are many statements. If else if there can be lots of blocks here. Okay, so you can go into any of the blocks. Okay, so it will be very useful, in many programming. Like I told you in our third lecture about calculator programming. When we will design calculator, we will be using this if else if statement. Okay, I will show you another control method, that is switch statement after this one. Then it will be somewhat easier, not easier, you can say both of them are same time taken consuming and code, but switch part is way more easy to understand. Okay, so if you can use if else if there also, if else if statement there also. Okay, so moving on. So now let me give you the flowchart of if else if statement. It looks somewhat complex, but it's very easy thing. Okay, just go with me, just bear with me, you will definitely understand it at the end. Okay, so let me give you some analogy now. Suppose there are now 3 numbers. Okay, suppose A, comma B, comma C. Okay, suppose there are 3 numbers and we have to compare between them. So suppose in the first line we have written here, so suppose A is tallest one, suppose you have to find the tallest of two 3 numbers. So if A is greater than B, so if A is greater than B, this could be the first condition. Else what could be this? Else what could be other condition, like else if, okay, suppose the condition is else if B is greater than A, this could be. I'm just giving you naive way of an explanation of if else if. Suppose A is greater than B, or what could be another condition, else if B is greater than B, B is greater than A, this could happen or not, or else if C is greater than A. So this could go in a long way. Okay, there can be many else if statement. Okay, now there can be 9 cases here, 3 factorial cases. Like now we will compare B with, firstly B with A, B is greater than A, and then suppose we will compare now B is greater than C, C is also greater than A, then we will compare C is greater than B. Okay, so there can be many cases. So this could be go in a long way. Okay, so remember this, there are now lot of options. For this is first option, this is the second option, like that, this is third option. Okay, so hope you are getting it. If you are not getting it, I will when I will give you coding example, it will clear. Now I think it is somewhat clear to you, like there are multiple options here. What happened to the else part, there were only 2 options, there are multiple options. Okay, so there could be also else part also, at the end, and after this you might be not seeing this. So after that there can be else part also, and this is optional, optional, this is optional. Okay, hope you are getting it. You can use it or you cannot use it, like in the if else part. Else part is always optional. Okay, so hope I made it clear. Now let me give you the flow chart. So now we will check our first condition. There could be more conditions. Suppose there are 3 options only. Okay, not more than 3. So first condition is what? We will check the first condition. Suppose if this road, I have to choose this road. If I choose this road, means if the condition is true, if the first condition, this condition true, then what we will do? We will execute it. We will execute its code. Okay, its own code. Okay, now means say condition 1, there could be some code, like suppose example of A greater than B greater than C. If A is greater than B, in the next case you have write, or else if B is greater than A. Okay, something like that. The first code is first code is about if A is greater than B. So this is the first code of first condition. That's what the first condition. So if this condition is true, then we will do to normal execution. Now suppose this condition 1 is false. Suppose first if part is false, first block in the if is false. So what we will do now? After that, if the condition is false, so we will check now second condition. Okay, if else if part is over now, if part is wrong now, if it's turn out to be false, so then we are moving into this. If turn out to be false, then we will check the next condition, else if part, else if part. Now we are checking the else if part. So what will happen, if the condition is true, then we will execute its own code. Suppose it has some code, some block of code, we'll execute this code, okay. And if this is not true, then we move on to, I have shown you there are 3 condition here, okay. So this can be extended to 3 or more condition, okay. So if condition is true, then we evaluate this one and we terminate our code if there are no blocks remain. And if this is condition is false, then we only move to the last option, that is else part, else part, else code will be executed. After executing the else part, we will terminate it. So hope you are getting it. This is a very simple thing, nothing more. Suppose if you understand the if else part, just extend to is, if else part have only 2 options, in else if part suppose there are 3 options, more than 3 options, okay. So in this case I have taken 3 options, or this can extend to more than 3 cases also. Suppose condition 2 happen to be false, then we will execute the condition 3. If this is false, then again if you are getting it now, you can extend it to many infinite term, okay. So hope I made it clear, hope it is clear to you all, okay. So else part is somewhat not, I would not say it difficult, but somewhat it take some time to understand, okay. So hope you are getting it. If you are not get it, please remind the lecture, please watch it 3 to 4 times. At this point you must understand this thing to moving on in further of our C programming course, okay. Now moving on. So now I will give you syntax of if else if code. So you can understand it now. More than two options, nothing much. So if statement true, then if this statement, this boolean expression true, then we execute this one. If this is false, then we check next boolean expression like condition 1, condition 2. Hope you remember the flowchart in the last slide. So we will execute it. Or if the condition is false, so then we move to else part here, okay. So hope I made it clear. You will understand it more when I will do the coding section in the next lecture, okay. You will definitely understand it. For till now I am just giving you theoretical concept and some analogy, practical analogy of it, okay. So get through the lecture, watch it 3 to 4 times. If you are not getting it, you will after watching it you will definitely get it. And again after the case, I am taking the worst case here. If you don't get it here, please ask me in the comment section, or please wait for your next lecture to come, whether I will give you coding example where everything will be clear, okay. Give you one point here. So this sequence of statement is the most general way of writing a multi-way decision. Multi-way decision, like there are different road, 2 or more road. This is used to take multi-way decision, okay. Hope you are getting it. So thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching this video. Hope you get it everything which I taught here. I tried my best to teach you in a very naive way, so that in the worst of the worst case you will definitely get 20 to 80% of my teaching, okay. This lecture is over now. In the next lecture I will give you coding example of this part which I have explained here, okay. If else if statement, if else statement, or if statement, okay. And after that we will see more control flow statement, okay. So thanks for watching.